Well, well, well. Why don't you look at here? Doesn't look familiar? Don't I look familiar? You ever heard of the Dirty Dozen, bitch? Yeah. We back. We back for sure. We got a new mic stand. We got a jersey on. And we feeling good, baby. Listen, I know that it's been a while since I've sat on my soapbox here and really gave the lay of the land here of the Dirty Dozen. But, you know, what better time than now? What better time than never? I'm just happy to be here, man. I got my pink glasses on. I got my Cowboys jersey on, man. We feeling good. We got the red lights in the back. Just no bitches, huh? Some things just don't change. Listen, I know it's been a minute. I know it's been a while since we've been able to talk about really what's going on with the Dirty Dozen here. But it's time. You know, it just coincided with me being number one in the fucking league. I always find my way back, don't I? You notice back there, I used to have a trophy. Where is that? Back there, I used to have a trophy. Now it's just a broken nook of sadness. Jacob, how's it collecting dust up there, buddy? Looking like a distant memory now, huh? That championship. Josh, you remember how you were supposed to win last year? No one does either. But listen, we're here to talk about now. We're here to talk about what's going on this year. Listen, I'm not going to give you matchup by matchup, week by week. I'm not going to do that. What I'm going to do is give you a lay of the land of what's going on with the Dirty Dozen. And fuck, is there a lot. So let's get started, my friends. Listen, right now, I'm going to give you a lay of the land in the standings. How about we do that? Let's have some fun. Okay, let's start from the bottom because I'm feeling nasty with it. No surprise here, Sean. We have to have a conversation. We have to check, your all-time record or what's going on with you, man. Because, there's times where I'm like, oh, Sean's gonna do good this year, but man, it's just a familiar place for you down there, isn't it? 2-8, lowest point score in the league by a lot. And yeah, man, you won last week, which is actually surprising. Whoever you beat is an absolute fucking chump. I'm not even going to look into it because I'm talking about you right now. It's crazy that, you make a decision in life. There's decisions you have to make going into this of like, hey, I'm going to start this guy. I'm going to draft this guy. I'm going to trade. I don't think I've ever seen you in a trade. Trading is half of it, brother. You're talking to the guy. Make risks. Get rid of your best player for someone else's best player and then a chump who just shows up randomly right when you trade for them. Just do it. Just do that. It's so easy, bro. Come on, man. Sean, your team, besides Austin Eckler, is complete garbage. I mean, Christian Watson, bro. Can we talk about that for a second? He's been absolutely fucking atrocious. We thought he was going to be amazing. You know what made him amazing? A guy named Aaron Rodgers. He should have went to the Jets. It looks like Zach Wilson might be able to give him the ball a little bit more than Mr. Love over there. But there's not much to report on here, man. I mean, Austin Eckler, when you're riding on the coattails of someone who's a has-been, I don't know what to tell you, man. Joe Burrow is going to get better. It's going to happen. He's playing Baltimore this week. Don't know what that's going to look like. I'd imagine not well. He hasn't been playing too good. But yeah, man, I wish I could give you some advice, but I'd ship some players out for some new players, man. Take a risk. Take a flyer. Take someone who's going to hopefully pop off because you need something. You have a 1% chance to make the playoffs and it's not looking good, my friend. So not statistically eliminated, but eliminated in our hearts. Manny, you're ranked number 11 in the league. what coincides with Manny is, first off, he's a great guy. I will say this, me and Manny have come a long way. Since the last time we've spoken as a collective, me and Manny have been to a few concerts. We've had a few drinks together, and, me and Manny have really mended a relationship that has been broken in the past. I will say it wasn't my fault that it was broken in the past, but that's the problem between Manny and I, is that we both have very hard heads, and I'm always right. So there's that. But listen, man, yeah, I'm looking at your team. Holy shit. Holy shit, this team is fucking bad. Who did you draft? Yeah, Damian Pierce, trash. I mean, holy shit, man, your team's bad. Your team's bad. You should have tried Jalen Warren this week, though. I don't know what you're doing. Well, I guess you can, really, with James Conner and Singletary. I don't blame you. But yeah, man, 3-7. There's still a chance, but not really. You're a champ, though. So, I mean, it's like the Spurs, Huge Spurs fan. So that's all I've been following this year. Spurs had their heyday. Now they're in the new age. It looks like you are getting with the new age. It looks like the youngest. I don't even know what the hell this is. But to be honest with you, man, I love you. You're a great guy. You just suck at fantasy football, bro. Like, I have no other words for you, Manny. Good luck to you, my friend. 1% chance to make the playoffs. Okay, and then this is where it gets absolutely insane. 5-5. Okay. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 teams who are 5-5. All of those teams can make the playoffs right now. So it's a 10-man race to the playoffs outside of Manny and Sean. So let's look at it. I mean, there's no particular order here. Obviously, points for is a good statistic to look at players or look at teams. So we'll look at it that way. Matt. Disappointing year. 5-5 isn't bad. Not horrible. But looking at your team, Justin Fields is coming back, which is good news for you. On your bench, never mind. You got Bijan, but that's about it. I don't know why Drake London's on your team. But Bijan Robinson, I mean, that fucking coach in Atlanta, bro, don't even get me started, bro. He's so horrible. The fact that he decided to suit up Bijan Robinson and then not play him that week was fucking horrendous. Like, I know they don't care about us in fantasy football, but come on, man. Even Bijan was pissed. Come on. But look at your team, man, okay? You got Puka. He needs Matt Stafford. And, Matt Stafford's coming back this week, so we'd like to see what that looks like a little bit more. Obviously, Cooper Kupp is the man there, but Puka's been, amazing story. It's obviously been, leveled out these past few weeks, but man, what an amazing fucking start to his season. Nico Collins, the Texans, I mean, shout out Nick, shout out Christian. I'm a huge fan of these Texans, man. I mean, Nico Collins, whoever the fuck else they have. Who else do they have here? I can't think of that fucking dude's name. Wow. I don't remember that guy's name. The other receiver. Anyways. And then you have Noah Brown, too, who's been popping off lately in the absence of Nico Collins. So, Houston's a good team. They have good fantasy assets. I think CJ Stroud is going to be an amazing, Patrick Mahomes level quarterback in this league very, very soon, if not this season. He needs to get weapons around him. Obviously, the weapons are young. They're, still figuring it out. Nico Collins been around for a little bit, but Tank Dell, there it is. Still trying to find those key receivers. He needs to find like a Justin Jefferson. Obviously, the talent that's hard to find, but we need a player like that. Cowboys have CeeDee Lamb now, who they're actually using as a number one receiver. So he needs to find that guy. Obviously, it's working without that guy now, so maybe I'm wrong, but Texans are a good team. Their fantasy assets are going to be good for a long time. Dynasty-wise, geez, that's a team to look at. Amazing stuff. Jalen Waddle's on your team, too. He's had a rough year. Miami started off so hot, and I don't know what happened, man. It's been a weird year for them over there, especially fantasy-wise. But Joe Mixon's been solid. Javonte Williams is on the come up for sure. Javonte Williams has been looking good. Denver's been looking good. Denver's been winning games. We don't talk enough about winning games in fantasy football, like real football games. But that matters for fantasy in a way where a team figures out what works, and Javonte Williams works. So I'd expect him to get a lot better, and hopefully Justin Fields can come back around. Matt, good luck to you in this 5-5 race. My heart is with you. Christian, former champ. What's up, my friend? Josh Allen, Buffalo's been hitting a weird wall, but he's still performing for fantasy. He always will. It doesn't matter what happens in the game. Josh Allen is an absolute beast when it comes to fantasy. Gus Edwards came out of nowhere. Derrick Henry's been, the decline's happening. Hate to break it to you, but it's happening now. And you have the guy I was talking about, Tank Dell, part of Houston. Also, you have Dalton Schultz, part of Houston. Looks like you're buying into what I'm saying about the fantasy assets over there. Looking good. Najee Harris. A report came out that Jaylen Warren was the running back one, but I don't buy into that very much. I think it's a 50-50 split. They're both good. They both look decent. I expect him to be hit or miss for a lot of these weeks, but hopefully it was a good base. But Cooper Kupp on your team. That's your best player. Matt Stafford's coming back this week. We're going to see what happens. Obviously, there's going to be some tough matchups coming up for you next. You gotta edge these out, man. You gotta do some good start-sit decisions. Obviously, Miles Sanders is going to remain on your bench, and so will everyone else. Because I don't know who the fuck you have on your bench. That is a horrible bench, bro. So yeah, good luck with your starters. On to the next friend here. We have good old Cole Kamish here. Cole Kamish. Is that a Cole Komet? It's Cole Kamish. Sorry, I need to get a fucking job. Job God. Talk to me. CJ Stroud. These Texans things, I'm not even going to go over it. I went over it in detail, but yeah. That shit works. Outside of that, Brian Robinson looks like he's pulling away. It looks like the whole offense is kind of getting... Even Antonio Gibson's looking decent. But Brian Robinson's been looking fantastic. Pacheco has been looking solid as well. I haven't been following him too closely this year. But looks like, 6-6 these past 2 weeks. Outside of those are two lowest performing weeks. Obviously, Chiefs have had a few rough weeks here. But we'll see what happens. I mean, every piece of the Chiefs is going to work. Devontae Adams is another story I want to talk about too. These Raiders, man. I mean, I don't know what to say. Aiden O'Connell is not a good football player. He looks like the dude that you meet at a fucking frat bar that tries to sleep with your girlfriend and then blames you for it and then cries in the bathroom with a Zen in his mouth. Aiden O'Connell's a bitch. Devontae Adams, man. Obviously one of the most talented receivers we've ever seen in this league. He needs to get the ball. Where Devontae Adams makes a difference is after he catches the ball and he moves. Like, people don't realize that he's a big dude. He can go up on anybody. But if you just get him the ball, it's like a player like Stephon Diggs. If you just give him the ball, things will happen for you. The problem is nobody can get him the fucking ball. So we got to figure out what the Raiders are going to do. I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know if Jimmy G is going to be playing. I don't know, man. Free my boy Devontae Adams. Good luck in the 5-5 race, Chop God. Love you, buddy. Next up, Connor, my friend. We talked about this before. You've been on the come up incrementally every single year. Tony Pollard is a story I want to talk about for a second, too. The Cowboys have been great, right? Passing the ball. I think we're seeing problems with Tony Pollard's size, Tony Pollard's aggressiveness, and Tony Pollard's overall effectiveness. They haven't relied on the run very much, and it's surprising because they've been in blowouts, obviously outside of the Eagles game. But, the Cowboys have been looking good. The problem with the running game is that, one, Tony Pollard is not a power runner. Cowboys need a power runner. I expected this year to be a heavily reliant on Tony Pollard, and it's not. So I don't know very much about what they can do with that. If passing the ball to CeeDee Lamb is working, then they're going to keep doing it. That's a problem. I'd expect Dallas to hopefully make some type of move to get another running back, whether that's this year or next year. But speaking about fantasy, for the next few weeks, I'd expect a bounce back game against Carolina this week. A horrible run defense, so hopefully we get a bounce back there. Like I said about Stephon Diggs, that's another scenario where, players are saying, get the fuck out of Buffalo. But this has been a story we've seen before, Connor. Diggs is a great player, like Devontae Adams. Fantastic player. Can do it all. Can do anything that he wants on the field. But the problem is that he needs to get the ball, and Josh Allen, for some fucking reason, is not giving it to him. I don't know the reason for that, but we'll see. TJ Hawkinson, obviously fantastic tight end in a tough tight end landscape nowadays. And Amari Cooper, Deshaun Watson announced out this week, which is a problem for him. He needs him to perform. Outside of that, I don't know why you have 3 quarterbacks on your team. And use your bro, I fucking hate when people use your IR spots. Are you guys fucking stupid? When someone says out, put them on your IR and pick up somebody else. I mean, I shouldn't be giving y'all free game, but this is like common sense at this point, man. Use up your roster spots. You don't know when someone's going to go down. You don't know when someone's going to get the opportunity. Find those players, bro. I know it's thin on the wire, but you got to find those players, man, and capitalize on that shit. Next up, Connor, good luck in the 5-5 race, buddy. Nate, my friend, how are you? Just completed a trade yesterday. Should be processed later tonight. But looking at it, I'm on Ross St. Brown. Fantastic. I fucking love the Sun God, man. Fantastic player. Breece Hall, his opportunity is there. It's been a little weirdly unsatisfying, even though he's been performing great. Like you want to see so much more because you know how effective he can be. But we'll see. Saquon Barkley, obviously a stud. But then, the offense is just fucking, then you have Danny DeVito. He's fucking 4 for 3 throwing the football. I mean, I don't know what you want him to do. So it's a scenario where we talk about real life football and it affecting fantasy. Saquon Barkley is a fantastic player. Just needs to get the opportunity. And obviously, Mark Andrews, fantastic tight end in a tough tight end landscape. Looks like you made a trade for a quarterback, which is great because Trevor Lawrence, I think you can drop him, to be honest with you. I think he's fucking horrible. I'd expect Jacksonville to turn it around, but at this rate, he doesn't look very good, man. I don't know what it is. I guess he crumbled under pressure. But either way, you and alongside the other 5-5 teams are in a good spot. Good luck to you, Nate. Dom, last 2 5-5 teams here. I think Dom is on a winning streak, 3 or 4. Watch out. That's all I'm going to say. I don't remember if you guys, I don't know if we said it in this year's opening introduction video, but my pick every year to win the championship is Dom. I'm going to keep saying it till he wins because I'm always right eventually. Lamar Jackson, obviously stud. Mike Evans has been performing really, really, really well. Baker Mayfield is just yanking the fucking ball out there. Cortland Sutton has had a fucking touchdown every game this year, I think. It's been fucking amazing. Like I said before, Denver's been a fantastic team to been following, and they've been doing great. And obviously, one of the greatest fantasy assets right now, CeeDee Lamb. Yeah, man. I mean, he's been fucking fantastic. The Cowboys are just ripping the ball to him. He is a, de facto number one. Like, he is a beautiful number one wide receiver. So he's going to be an amazing person to watch and follow going forward. Obviously, Keenan Allen just had a fucking amazing week this week. I mean, what did he do yesterday or last week? 40 points, 11 catches, 175 yards, and 2 touchdowns. I mean, that's what you want. Like, that's what I'm talking about. So right now, you have, I'd imagine, CeeDee Lamb's not the number one receiver. Weird, but you have, 2 top 5 receivers. That is a good base. But then the problem is, you need a fucking running back, bro. Dude, bro, did you draft a running back? What the fuck am I looking at right now? This is crazy. Gibson and P. Ryan are your starting running backs. 2 literal backups are your starters. I don't know how you're winning. I'd imagine it's on the back of CeeDee Lamb and Keenan Allen, but trade deadline's on the 1st, like I said earlier this week. So I would look into that and try to figure that out as soon as fucking humanly possible. Hit me up. Love you. 5-5. Good luck. Last one, 5-5. On a 2-game losing streak, 2 weeks in a row. The wannabe champ, the Dak Knight rises. Josh, my friend, Travis Etienne's been a beast. We know this. Kenneth Walker has been super solid. AJ Brown is, always open. I saw this video the other day that these dudes in Philly, they'll call anywhere and they'll be like, "Are you guys AJ Brown today?" I'll be like, "What?" And then he'll keep calling people and like, "Hey, are you AJ Brown today?" And like, "Are we open?" Yeah. AJ Brown's always open. Look, your team's great. Travis Kelce's great, obviously. Number 1 tight end in the world. Like, no argument at that anymore. The Rams situation is weird. I mean, it's going to open up a little bit more with Stafford coming back and the passing game getting a little bit better, but it's been a little weird. I mean, to be honest, like, I don't know if we see Darrell Henderson get back to what he was doing, but hopefully we do. That'd be great for your team. But at the end of the day, we got to look at the scenario of what it is. I've told you this before. You got to capitalize on players when they're playing hot. You got to sell players high. You got to buy low. Like, that's what fantasy is. That's how you win. I mean, look at me, dude. 2-time champ. I'm fucking beautiful as you. But you know what, man? You're on the road. Obviously, two game skid is tough. You picked up Gabe Davis from a fellow league member. He's going to get you 30 or 0. I told you this when I traded him to you. And obviously, Kyler Murray come back is great, but maybe I would use that asset to try to get another player. Filling a spy, I know it's hard. I know Brandon Cooks has been great, but that's an obviously hole in your team. Is that, second flex spot? Even your third flex spot is kind of a hole a little bit in my eyes. So I would look to try to capitalize and try to buy low on a player who would be a good fit for your team that would kind of put you over the top there. And now we're here. 1, 2, and 3. 6 and 4, reigning champ. We got to have a conversation. He was running away with it in the beginning. Last week he bounced back, which is great. But Jacob, the people's champ, huh? Not mine. You're a fucking fraud. Just kidding. I don't know why I fucking pause. Like, are you fraud? You're a fraud. Still fuck up, Malik. You're an idiot. Listen, man. All right, let's talk about your team. Jalen Hurts, amazing. Raheem Mostert, one of the best late round picks you could have had this year. Obviously, Achan's coming back. And it's pronounced Achan, motherfuckers. Obviously, Achan's coming back, and I think you have him too, which you do, which is great. So, which is good, but there's obviously a hole there that you're gonna have to fill. Kareem Hunt, I don't know if he's that guy. Obviously, with Deshaun being out this week, it's gonna be a rough one. But maybe they'll rely on him to move the ball and get the ball down the field. Hopefully, we'll see that. Devontae Smith has been another player. Obviously, you wish that stack worked out a little bit better for you. But looking at it right now, team solid, man. Rachaad White's been pretty good, pretty solid. Jamar Chase has been bouncing back. It was a rough start to the year. Hopefully, like I said, Joey Biscuits can figure it out and the Bengals can win some games. Winning games equals winning fucking fantasy games, in my eyes at least. I think winning football is always the best base for, fantasy production. Your bench, obviously Achan's on the IR. Judy's out there. I don't think Judy's going to be a Bronco anymore, is he? I mean, it's been weird for him. I don't even think they're giving him the ball. It's weird. He's such a good fucking player, but I don't understand. Overall, you have good odds of repeating. I mean, to be honest with you, you have great odds of repeating. But you have two teams ahead of you. One of them includes Aim for the Head. One of the guys who have just always been there, but never got the fucking job done, man. Dante, listen. I know you're mad at me, but don't be. People make decisions in this life. You either live with them or you don't. Your decision. But listen, as it stands now, we're looking at your team, right? Patty McCombs. Beautiful. Great pick. Josh Jacobs. Super solid. Jerome Ford. Let's have a conversation. Not the guy, right? Obviously, Kareem Hunt came in there, shot Jerome Ford's foot in the process. But looking at him, man, when that pickup made sense at the time, but obviously them signing Kareem Hunt put a fucking ratchet in your life. But he'll be there. He'll be super low floor, super low ceiling, but at the same time, solid. Maybe 10 points a week, maybe. I don't know. But look, it's solid, right? Chris Godwin, I don't know, man. I don't know how much I love Chris Godwin. Brandon Ayuk is a player I really, really, really do love, and I love San Francisco's offense. You have two big pieces of it. George Kittle and Brandon Ayuk. Two best players. Obviously, Debo coming back is going to put a little of a wrench there. But any piece of the 49ers offense, I want a piece of it. They're amazing. They should be showing out for you. Tyler Boyd being on your starting lineup is a little bit of an alarming thing for me, to be honest with you. But I mean, let's see what he's doing. 19 last week has been great, over 100 yards, which is great. 8 catches, 100 yards. I'll take that fucking every day of the week. But it's a little bit of an alarming thing and kind of a tough spot for you to deal with. Obviously, you picked up Chandler, which is great. I would start him. He's spent up. Play him. It's a spot where you need to do it. Obviously, Jay Jett is hopefully coming back this week. It looks like they're returning him from the IR. Maybe that trade will work out for you at the end of the day. I don't know, man. But again, your team is there. A few other teams in there. And then we get to, to be honest, I don't like doing this. I don't like doing it. Sundays are for the boys. My team. Somehow always the best. I think you guys all suck. Let me be honest with you. I think you guys just suck. I don't know how else to say it, man. I mean, you get a player like Dakariah Prescott on your team, and he's amazing, right? Obviously, I bought low on him and he worked. So I was able to get him. I was having real bad quarterback problems all year. I think a few weeks I started Desmond fucking Ritter. So this should be a case that, if you're down and you're out, don't ever give up. Manny, Sean, I'm not talking to you. You guys are out. Obviously, looking at Jahmyr Gibbs has been great. David Montgomery coming back is kind of a thing that I'm obviously looking into. But Jahmyr Gibbs has been paying off as of late. He's been amazing. Obviously, Christian McCaffrey. There's not much to say about him. We all know who he is, what he does, and who he's going to be. And then it gets down to my receivers. This is the part of my team where I'm having some issues. My best receiver is DeAndre Hopkins, and he's not very good. Passive, we have Deontay Johnson, DJ Moore. Yeah, it's rough. We got Ramondre on the bench, and that's about it. I have a few pieces down there that seem to make sense for my team. But obviously receiver help is needed, so hit me up. I have an overload of running backs, so maybe we can do a little 1-for-1. Get a little Justin Jefferson back on the team for a little DJ Moore. I'll trade you back. Nah, you can't DJ Moore back, dog. Give me J. Anyways, another one last thing on my team, my amazing, number one ranked team, Trey McBride, dude. Let's have a conversation. Goddamn, got a little dry throat. Trey McBride's been pretty good, man. Pretty good tight end. Cardinals. Kyler Murray's back. I think it's gonna be good. Super happy about that. But overall, guys, that's kind of going down the rankings this week. We got a few interesting matchups to note. I'd imagine a lot of it kind of affects that 5-5 kind of bunch. Excuse me. Yeah, so one big one here. Connor versus Nate. This is going to be one to kind of decide who can start separating themselves from the back a little bit. That one, we have Chop God versus Josh. Dak Knight rises. That's another big one. Josh coming off 2 losses heading into the matchup. Josh is a favorite in that one. We'll see what that one looks like. Those two are really big ones, and then we have a few other ones. Oh, including myself versus Dom. Dom's on a 4-game winning streak. I'm a 3-game winning streak. That has all the makings to be a fantastic matchup. So we'll see. Those are 3 ones to kind of look at. Last thing I want to add here. I apologize. This shit ain't easy. To put aside an hour of my time to do this in my life nowadays is just tough, guys. But I love you. Whenever there's a trade, get off my fucking ass. Unless you're cheating, I'm gonna kick your bitch ass out. And if you think I'm cheating, kick my ass out. That's all I'm gonna say. I love you guys. The Jury Dozen has been a beautiful thing. It's my baby, even though I'm not doing these recaps every week. I still love you guys for showing up and showing out. We're having a solid group of guys. Everyone's showing out. I wish I heard from Sean more. I love you, Sean. Hope you're doing well. Speak to you guys soon. I don't know if it'll be next week. I don't know if it'll be the week after that. Maybe the week after that. But if I don't see you guys, have a great Thanksgiving. Enjoy time with your family. Love each other. See you dirty motherfuckers on the other side.